Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Nick here, back with a brand new video. Today we're going to be discussing if holding 10,000 Hbar could make you a millionaire. But also, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about Hbar compared to the Matic chart and why I believe that they are very similar and why I think that Hbar is getting ready to really pump. So, before we jump into this video, I do just want to ask if you guys are enjoying cryptocurrency content from my channel and you guys enjoy my content as well, definitely leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications on. It helps the channel grow immensely. And not only that, but you are the first to get notified whenever I go live or whenever I upload a video. So let's jump into this juiciness. So we're talking about Hbar here, right? Could 10,000 shares of Hbar, which would cost you about 2.4k dollars, right? Now I know to some $2,400 is not easy to come by, right? But I just want to say, if you dollar cost average, sometimes, getting to that $2,400 range is very easy. If you put $100 in every week, roughly 5 months down the road, you'll have 10,000 shares of it. Or if you want to do 25% of every paycheck, it could add up very quick. 10,000 shares of something like Hbar could get you a long way. And the reason why I think that is because I think in 5 years, all right, in my opinion, 10,000 shares of Hbar could be worth each $100. So if we look at this and we do 10,000 purchase price of, we'll say, 24 cents, because currently we're trading almost at that. And then we're going to sell it at $100. We just calculate that. So the cost to buy is about 2.4k, like I said. The net sell price would be $1 million, and your profit would be 997.6k. That is roughly a 42,000 almost % increase on investment. Now, I know this might sound unrealistic to some, and that's totally fine. I completely understand where you're coming from. But at the end of the day, all right, we're talking about real, true utility. The factor that fuels Hbar is its utility aspect. We're not just a typical, blockchain technology. We're not. Hashgraph is a total different technology that could potentially, now I say the word potentially strong here, kill blockchain. We've talked about it before, and a lot of people in the Hbar community will also agree that Hedera could possibly be the blockchain killer. Now, when we look at this and we look at it from a technical standpoint, 42,000% of an increase in price might be a surprise to some. Because if we come over here to Hbar's website, we can see that the total supply is 50 billion. Now, if we do 50 billion times $100, right, it would be about 5 trillion. But there's only 260 million released every month. So it's roughly about 3.1 billion every year. And the current year is 2021. So if we look at it at 3.1 billion released for an additional 5 years, we'd look at 15.5 billion being released fully. So if we add that to our actual circulating supply, it would be roughly, if we do the quick math, 24 billion, which would be nearly half of the total supply. So if we do 24 billion times 100, it would be about 2.4 trillion, which I believe is very achievable for Hbar in 5 years, because by that time we will see the mass adoption and the overall innovation happening with their tech. Because we've got to also remember that once sharding is put into place, it will pretty much achieve unlimited transactions per second, which would outbeat pretty much any project that is currently out there doing any sort of financial institutional public networking like Hedera's doing. But we also see the fact that we have to account for the taxes, right? Because most of the times, especially now, considering if you are in the US, it's roughly 40% in terms of taxes. So you might have to walk away with about $600,000 in profit after taxes, which, hey, at the end of the day, $600,000 from 2.4K, I'd take that any day. Now, 2.4K, I know might be a lot for some, and I totally understand that, but leaving this amount of money in your stock exchange, or in your crypto exchange, I should say, and holding that 10,000 Hbar for 5 years and forgetting that you even invested this to walk away with 600K, in my opinion, is very easy to do. Now, if we were investing like 100K or something, that would be a little bit harder to kind of forget about, but it is very achievable to get to that $100 mark. In my opinion, that 2.4 trillion is nothing. When we look at Bitcoin hitting $1 trillion market cap without any utility factor, then we really kind of see where we're headed in terms of crypto growth, because crypto is prospering every day, every month, every year, and we already seen that comparing it to the 2013 bull run to now. So I expect us to be at massive amounts of growth. By then, crypto could be at least a $50 trillion market cap total. So for Hbar to get to a $2.4 trillion market cap, accounting for its utility, project innovation, etc., I think it's very achievable 5 years down the road. But let's talk about the real juiciness. So I mentioned on Twitter, actually, I mentioned to somebody saying, hey, Hbar and Matic are doing incredibly similar moves. And they said, well, the charts are completely different, right? But it's technically not. If we look here at Hbar, right, now ignoring what's happening now, ignoring the dip on Bitcoin and everything, we see that this was a 59 consolidation day period from this all-time high to this retest of the all-time high. Now, we had some failed retests. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 failed retests of the all-time high. And we also had one lower low made, and we had a ton of bottom support. We had a bottom support here, these almost 3, except for this one because it made that lower low, and then 4. So we had 4 days where we breached that bottom support level, and we were getting ready to reach that all-time high. It was pretty much on the breakout, and then this is when Bitcoin started to pretty much redo its all-time crash that we've seen back in 2020. We've seen it before in every other bull run, and we were getting so close to getting that breakout. Now, of course, we could look at this pattern over here, but this doesn't really matter because the entire market is still kind of doing this, where we are recovering from that drop. Now, you might be wondering and asking yourself, well, how is this even similar to the Matic chart? Well, if we come over here to the Matic chart, we could see that we did a very similar thing. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 retests to break out of that 47-cent mark and retest the all-time high of about 54 cents at the time. Now, we also see here that we had some lower lows made. This day was that crash of Bitcoin back in the middle of April. This is where we thought, hey, 38K is coming. Let's prepare for it. We kind of got faked out, but we also made that lower low again here. So we made almost 3 lower lows, and then we also had our bottom support here at about 32 cents. If you guys were trading Matic back in these days, you know that it loved 32 cents. When we seen it break, we knew that we were going a little bit lower, but you could see that this was 45 days, and we got our breakout because we weren't under the cusp of Bitcoin at this time, because Bitcoin was pumping like crazy at this time. So we were able to achieve that parabolic breakout. Hbar is completely different. We were getting there, right? And it took a little bit longer, 59 days compared to 45 days. So, 14 days, 2 more weeks, but we were there, right? We were getting to the point where we were achieving, this initial breakout to trade sideways to do the next movement. That is why these charts are very similar. That's why I think that right now, while we have a chance to, buying these nice juicy price targets here is perfect, right? We are currently in this nice support zone of this 23.5 cents to 25-cent mark. Now, again, you guys know I like to buy support and sell resistance. So if anything, I could buy here at that 23.5 cent mark, sell at this 25-cent mark if it doesn't get broken, and rebuy at the bottom of this. Now, it doesn't always work like that, and I would never sell Hbar at this level. I'm just saying that's what I could do. Now, like I said, I think that once the market stabilizes and once, Bitcoin pretty much does its thing with the full recovery, that I said that could take up to 18 days, or to the June 18th, sorry, like I said in my last video, then we could see this get retested where we finally get our breakout. And it's going to take a little bit of time. Like I said, it's going to take a little bit longer. It's not going to be, 45 days like Matic did, because we were already almost there. But it is going to take a little bit more time to build back to this parabolic level where we do try to break out. But that's why when I was mentioning it on Twitter to many people, they were calling me crazy that the charts don't even look the same. But they really do. When we look at this in a zoomed in state, because I know that, if we were actually looking at this chart, it doesn't look at all the same, because that is such a small frame compared to what we've seen already. But we were ready to do this on Hbar, and that is, I mentioned that before, we were getting ready to jump before Bitcoin fell. And I still think that we're going to jump, and we're going to jump to major new heights. We're going to break that 46-cent mark, and then we go into price discovery where my targets are that $3 to $6 conservative, and then $10 plus non-conservative. But I'm very excited for Hbar nonetheless. The project is being adopted pretty much daily. We are still growing, like I mentioned. And, for me, like I said, $100 is achievable long term, 5 years down the road. The next bull run, we're already seeing institutions buying up pretty much all the dips. We're seeing a lot of people coming into the space that we've never seen before. Regulations are starting to happen. We already know Hbar is very compliant with the SEC. And I think it's only a matter of time before the true value gets unlocked, and we are going to those parabolic highs. So definitely be patient. It's going to take a little bit longer than expected, but hey, it is what it is. It's the game that we have to play. And you guys, I appreciate you all watching. I appreciate the support. Like I said, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications on. If you guys do want more free content, you guys can follow me on Twitter at NCashOfficial, and you guys could also join the Discord down in the description below for free. I hope that you guys are having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out.